The Toyota Prius is one of the most well-known automotive nameplates across America. Ever since this little efficient hatchback debuted in 2004 for the second generation, it has been the iconic symbol for an eco-friendly vehicle. Now in its 6th model year for the 3rd generation, is this hybrid still a good choice today, or is it getting a little stale? Well, let's go ahead and find out and check out this 2015 Toyota Prius. Now, I'm not one of those people who likes to bash on the Prius just because, and I certainly have a lot of sympathy for this vehicle because I think it's a good choice for an eco-friendly car. And a lot of people think this is the only hybrid vehicle on the market when it's really not. And I just really never got why a lot of people like to hate on this vehicle. Now, you do have your smart key here. You have your lock, unlock, and then your panic button. It's your typical Toyota smart key. Now, our trim of the Prius we have here is the 3 model. It's the mid trim level of the group, but it comes pretty well equipped with push button start as well as the navigation system and cloth seating surfaces. Now, the overall presence and shape of the vehicle have pretty much stayed the same since the 2nd generation debut back in '04, and you can really tell that this is a Prius by the taillight designs, which I'll show you in just a second. They have a really distinctive look. And then you can also tell that this is a Prius by how the headlights swoop back like this. You also do have some pretty nice looking projectors, and then on upper trim levels you do get LED daytime running lights. And then you can also tell that this is a hybrid Toyota vehicle by the Toyota blue front badge. Now, it does have a gray exterior color with smart key access on the driver's door and front passenger door. Also does have a light gray cloth interior. Manual driver's seat adjustments. Now, the step-in height for the vehicle is fairly low. Now, when you step on inside of the Prius here, you're greeted with a very stylish cabin here. Looks pretty futuristic even today. But it's not really high quality looking, it's just stylish. And it's certainly a different kind of design here. Now, you do have push button ignition, which comes standard on every Prius. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. Now, coming to your transmission, you have a CVT automatic. You go down for drive, up for reverse, and then you also do have regenerative braking. Just pull down on it. And then when you put the vehicle into reverse, that'll display your rear view camera. And then you just push for park. Easy as that. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards too. All windows are fully automatic in the Prius. And I'm going to go ahead and pop the hood and check out the engine bay. "15-inch wheel covers, halogen projector beam headlights with LED daytime running lights on the lower portion right there. Now, under the hood here, you will find a 1.8 liter inline 4-cylinder paired with an electric motor, producing 134 horsepower at 5,200 RPM, and it produces EPA estimates of a very excellent 51 in the city and 48 on the highway. It's certainly one of the best vehicles if you're looking for great MPG. However, with this powertrain, it does have pretty slow acceleration, but it is pretty understandable since this gets really excellent MPG. And as you can see there, the motor just kicked on. Now, when you get up to certain speeds, the motor will actually kick on. And then when you are at a low speed, the vehicle will actually run on all electric only. And sometimes it will run on all electric, or it can run just off of the motor. Now the Toyota Prius has a couple of main competitors. You do have the Ford CMAX hybrid as well as the Honda Insight, but they're getting rid of that vehicle, I believe, after this year. And then you also do have the Chevrolet Volt, but that is a plug-in hybrid only. But the Prius does have a plug-in hybrid variant. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit larger, they do have the Prius V, which is a wagon variant of the Prius. It's a much larger version if you're looking for a little bit more space and a little bit more cargo as well. They introduced this model in the 2012 model year. And then you also do have the Prius C, which is even smaller than this hatchback version we have here. It's more of a subcompact. It is a pretty small vehicle. And that vehicle was also introduced in 2012 as well. Total vehicle price for this particular one is also at $26,815. Like I said, EPA estimates are 51 in the city and 48 on the highway. Now you can really tell that this is a Prius by the taillights, and then also the split window design. And the second generation has a very similar design to this third generation. They are LED taillights, by the way, too. And you also do have an LED third brake light. Now you do have your power windows, power door locks. Power mirrors are located right here. Armrest is wrapped in a nice cloth. Now, as far as build quality and materials go inside of the Prius here, this is actually probably the thing I hate most about the vehicle. And you have really chintzy plastics. They have a really scratchy effect to them. Hard touch upper door panel here, and then on the dashboard as well. There's really no soft touch places besides the armrest on the center console lid, as well as right here too. And it just feels really cheap, I have to say. And build quality isn't all that great either, and not everything fits well inside of here. So overall, I'm a little disappointed in build quality and materials of the Prius. Now, one thing I have to say is that this cabin isn't really roomy feeling. If you're looking for a more roomy cabin, definitely go with the Prius V. And one thing I don't like about the Prius is that it has a pretty awkward driving position, to be honest. Now, the seats themselves are okay. They're decently supportive. Thigh support is okay, but this is just a very awkward driving position, and it will definitely take some time getting used to. Now, as far as visibility goes, visibility is okay out of the Prius. There's a decent amount of side glass area. Outward visibility is okay. But when you get to rearward visibility, you do have a pretty big blind spot back there. But at least you do have the split windows back there. Now, coming down here, you will find a little storage cubby, as well as a 12-volt power outlet. Then you have a cup holder right there, and then a cup holder right here. Okay amount of center console storage, but down there you will find a USB port, auxiliary input, and another 12-volt power outlet. Manually dimming rearview mirror, sunglass container, then your interior illumination lighting. Now, coming to the steering wheel design, I think this is a pretty stylish design here, even though this vehicle has been out since the 2010 model year. Now, you do have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, your voice recognition, Bluetooth, and then over here you have your temperature controls, and then your cruise control too. And then the steering wheel also does manually tilt and telescope. Coming over here you have your gauge brightness. Now, coming to your climate control buttons, I like how they're laid out, pretty unique looking. And you do have single zone automatic climate control. You have your temperatures right here, and then your recycling, different zones, and then your rear window defroster, front window defroster, and then your fan speeds. Pretty easy to figure out there. Now, coming to the different driver selectable modes, these different modes, if you go to the EV mode, that locks out the gasoline mode. And then you have your Eco mode, which feels honestly pretty sluggish. Now, if you want a little bit more power, if you're merging onto the freeway, you'll definitely want to go with the power mode. Now coming to the main head unit, you have Toyota's Entune system. I do love Toyota's Entune because it's very easy to figure out and it's very user-friendly and simple to use on a day-to-day basis. You have your AM, FM, satellite radio, Bluetooth streaming audio for your media sources, and then your auxiliary input too, and then your optical disc drive, which is your CD player. You also do have HD radio on this bad boy, as well as XM satellite radio. Coming over here to your car, you can see your cruising range, and then your energy monitor. Shows you your electric motor and then your battery. And then you could pair up your Bluetooth phone, of course. And then you can access various apps through your smartphone data connection, like Pandora, your weather, fuel prices, iHeartRadio, and then your Bing search. Movies, sports, traffic, stocks, open table, various amounts of things here. But overall, the responsiveness of the touchscreen is okay. The rendering and the graphics can be a little bit more up to date. This isn't their best head unit they have. This is actually their downgraded head unit they have here. But it is a pretty simple and user-friendly head unit here. Now coming to the instrument cluster there, you do have a digital speedometer. You can also switch between kilometers per hour or miles per hour. And then you also do have a fuel gauge up there too, and then what gear you're in. And then coming to that part over there, it's all controlled by these set of buttons right here. And then it shows you your temperature, your digital clock, as well as your fuel consumption data, and then your eco savings record. And then it also gives you the date, and then your energy monitor, then your hybrid system indicator. But overall, it's a pretty useful system up there. And then when you press on one of the steering wheel mounted audio controls, what's pretty interesting is that it'll actually display up on here too, as you can see. Pretty cool. Now, if you're looking for a driver's vehicle here, the Prius certainly isn't one. The steering is pretty numb, to be honest, but it's pretty effortless to maneuver around town. It makes for a pretty good steady vehicle. And as far as the ride goes, the ride is generally comfortable, but the road noise is a little high in this vehicle. Alright, and let's go ahead and check out the rest of the Prius. Let's go ahead and check out the cargo capacity as well as the rear seat passenger space. Now, build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still chintzy plastics on the upper door panel. And then the armrest is wrapped in cloth as well as the mid-door panel too. Now, sitting back here, it is okay. I have the driving position to where mine would be at. I'm about 6 foot. There's certainly enough headroom inside of here, but I don't think 3 passengers would fit very comfortably inside of here though. But the legroom is okay. You do have dual map pockets back here, and then a rear seat armrest with cup holders. Then you also do have a map light back here too. Now, certainly if you're looking for more room, the Prius V would be an excellent choice. Now, these rear seats do fold down, of course, by pushing down on that and then pushing the seat down. But overall, cargo capacity is okay. Then you also do have a cover too. Full manual passenger seat. Now, one thing I'm impressed with is the amount of storage the Prius has. You also do have a storage compartment right here. Then your glove box is also right here too. So the Toyota Prius remains a pretty good all-around choice for a hybrid vehicle if you're looking for stellar MPG numbers as well as a pretty good value too. However, there are a few competitors that do offer more upscale cabins. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.